Hi there. This one will be another one of my videos that many people will wonder, why am I actually making? But again, when I find a cheap and really good quality product, I feel obligated to tell people about it, because I want this brand to continue to be able to get money, invest money, and make cheap and good quality stuff, because that's what normal things should look like. Okay, so this Mastas, I have no idea how to pronounce it. It seems they are from Turkey. They have branches in Germany, Slovenia, Netherlands and Romania, I think, and obviously Turkey, the main headquarters. They make lots of heating stuff, but I came across over their radiators because I need to install them in the house, and they were honestly the cheapest ones. And I initially bought one of these, which is 40 centimeters by 60 centimeters high. Again, it was the cheapest one. It's 22k, so normal radiator size. It's not the huge ones, neither the tiny ones. And when I saw the quality on the first one that I bought, I said, okay, I'm buying these things for the whole house. I don't have a lot of experience with stuff like this, only what I've seen used in my house in the past, in friends' houses, in my parents' house, what I've seen looking at them in stores, and this thing seems extremely well built. And the stuff that they give you with it, you can actually use it to hold this thing onto the wall and you don't throw them away. Which is a bit weird, because almost always I needed to use bigger screws to hold it onto the wall. The ones that they were providing were a joke. No, with these ones they actually go really well, even in porotherm, which is the bricks with holes in them. They are even good for those. So let's continue and let me show you what I've seen up until now. Obviously you get a bit of documentation that I broke by mistake. I am with type 22 and I'm installing like this, with these brackets, but using the smaller side so they are closer to the wall. Here, if you want to see more info about this thing, yes, it's in Turkish. Anyway, these things, quite standard. They are just protections when they carry them around, so these don't get bent. Nothing to write home about. Let's throw them away. One was even fallen out, so that's not great. These protections could use a bit of improvement to make sure they stay in place, because they do have clips on them, but they are not latching in. Anyway, none of the ones that I got were actually damaged if the protection was moved out of its position, so I don't care about that. These things, honestly, really okay. I zero problems with them. They are not extremely thick, but they provide you for the smaller ones 2 of them, which for this size it's more than enough, and for the ones above 1 meter they provide you 3 of these. As far as I've seen, perfectly adequate to use them, basically. Let's get this thing out. Yes, they have all sorts of protections, so you do not bang the corners. I haven't seen even one of them with a defect from manufacturing, because in other brands I have seen, I don't know, problems with chipped paint and stuff like that from manufacturing. In these ones, zero problems whatsoever. Anything that I saw and put my hand on was just a minor I don't know, mark from the plastic, from the black plastic, like these ones, tiny ones, or just I don't know, a bit of dust, and that's about it. let me see, their branding on the side. I also really liked these things, and I will show you why in a moment. Oh yes, and at the bottom of each and every single one of them we have these packages, which up to 1 meter are orange, and above 1 meter they come in a blue bag, so they cannot put them mixed by mistake in the factory, and they have thicker screws. So they actually took into consideration the fact that a bigger radiator, even though they provide you 3 of these, still could cause more damage if it falls from the wall, and they basically provided thicker attachments for the wall. And yes, these seem really short, but I could tighten them really well in porotherm brick with holes again. They latch onto it. They somehow inflate here in the middle, and they basically latch in the first layer, which is the thickest one of the brick, so they will not come out of there. Even if I try to get one out, it's impossible. Anyway, but then again, even this attention to details, the coloring of the bags so they don't get mixed, the plastic in these little thingies, which are actually going in here and serve as protection between this and the bracket that's onto the wall. This plastic is extremely strong. You hit it with a hammer to get it in place fully, doesn't have a dent on it when you are finished. I've seen other radiators that you can basically cut it in half by mistake if you push it too much in here. This, no chance of something like that happening. These things look really well made. This looks really well made. Yeah, anyway, as you can see, branding even on this. I have no idea how they can be the cheapest ones, because I've seen cheap radiators and believe me, they are crap. Honestly, they are crap. How these are so cheap, I don't know. They are trying to enter the market or something, but yeah. Let's continue, and I will tell you why I also like this side. This is what I like this, why I like this side. I've seen even renowned brands which don't have something like this. So this basically is floating in the air. It can easily bend. This is never 90 degrees. Having this is 90 degrees and it stays in place. And I will show you on a bigger one. You in some other brands you have a plastic clip that's holding this in the middle so it doesn't wobble around. These things have a screw and a plate, a welded plate into which it screws down, and this thing stays in place with a screw, not a tiny plastic clip. So yeah, also many other brands, you can see the fins inside don't have them all the way to the bottom. Well, this thing has them all the way to the bottom. Look at the paint. Paint is perfect all the way on the edges, nothing that can chip on the part that has water in it. So I don't know, Mastas, if you are seeing this video, please continue to build them like this. I really like them. Let me go down and show you what I was talking about that in the middle. I'm showing you on this smaller one because it's easy to handle, but I will install up to 2 meters, so that's quite hard to handle. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Extremely rarely, probably even on bigger brands, you can see something like this. They just have a plastic clip and that's about it. This thing, a screw, screws into this welded plate. This isn't moving absolutely anywhere. Not attached to the heating yet, just staying on the wall. This is a 1 meter one. Again, these are really heavy, so it's not some thin metal, it's quite thick metal. Absolutely no problem whatsoever with them, and again, they are really cheap, so that's how it should be. Getting ready to put this little one on the wall, and my father mentioned to me even the packaging is really good. So that is probably why they don't come chipped, bent and whatnot. Quite okay. For radiators, I didn't think I will ever be this enthusiastic about. I honestly even like how these things get hammered into the wall and they become basically flush with the wall once you hammer them down properly. I'm going to install these things on the brackets, put the screws in. These have an 11mm head and the bigger ones have a 13mm head on them. As you can see, fairly thick. Yeah, all good, honestly. Also, as you can see, these rubbers right here, really thick in my opinion. Nothing that I could say bad about them at all. As you can see, these things are on the wall and we just hang this thing from here into the plastics and next do some connections. Easy to do for this small 40 centimeter long one, harder to do on a 2-meter one. I found where they were a bit cheap with this 2-meter long one. As you can see, there's the plastic with the screw in the middle. They didn't install one here and they didn't install one here. In theory, the designer wanted 3 of them, but somebody said, nah, nope, not needed. It's a bit too expensive if we use 3 of them. But truth be told, probably they are not needed. So all of them are on the wall. I will connect them and hope absolutely no issues appear. The 2-meter radiator is connected. And just want to mention, I've seen some comments online of people saying that these things are really bad quality. Although other people were saying that they installed them and they are quite good and had 0 issues. Somebody was saying that they are not properly welded, they have a paint that's not cured in the oven, that his came all scratched. Mines don't have a scratch on them. Paint, yes, in normal real life I cannot leave a mark on it. If I scratch it with a metal, obviously it will go through. But you don't do that to a radiator. Why would you do that? So I don't know. I don't see anything that that person was saying, but I'm not saying he was wrong. Maybe his comment was 2 years old. Maybe they came back and make these things better now. I have no clue, but obviously ask me in the comments how these things are over time, and I will tell you, because I am using them and intend to use them a lot of time, and they have 10-year warranty. So the radiators have been used for almost a winter now, 0 issues whatsoever. They are being used with a mixture of these electronic thermostats from Silvercrest, aka Lidl, a few of the old style that you already saw in the video, wax ones, and some without a thermostat at all, controlled by the house thermostat, and say it like that. 0 problems with these things up until now, so quite happy about the purchase. We'll see how they work over time, so feel free to ask me in the comments about them. So that's about it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.